highly recommend get a hold of Virtue Homes. How do you go to your website?
Yep, virtue.homes. No .com because there's more than meets the com.
We aren't just a video production company. We are business solution driven creatives. And this is More Than Meets the Eye.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the More Than Meets the Eye podcast, where we talk about what's behind a person, a practice, or a product. I'm Jared Taylor. I've got my coffee. We're here at JT Visuals, and it's spelled without the I because there's more than meets the eye. So I have some really amazing guests with me. This is Brittany Taylor, and this is Caleb Taylor. Give us a bird's eye view of who you are and what you do in like one sentence. And I'm just going to say, Caleb is my brother and Brittany is my sister-in-law. So, all right, Brittany, what's your name?
What's up? I'm Brittany. I am a realtor in Tennessee, and I work with my husband Caleb to build our businesses that are pretty expansive. So I'll let him talk about that.
Very expansive. All right, Caleb.
Yeah, to keep it to one sentence, we are home services, real estate. So we just want to honor God in everything that we do. So business focused, faith focused, and just trying to add value to people. Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah. So in the business and everything, what was it that made you first jump into it?
I was a police officer, had a family. I was also in military. And well, you know, with Grandma and Grandpa, right? We turned trailer trash into trailer cash.
Yeah.
So I kind of grew up fixing homes and stuff like that. And, man, who doesn't want to flip a house?
Wait, so you did that a lot?
Oh, almost every Saturday.
I remember I would help just occasionally with, like, raising money for camp or something. Yeah. But it was like torture for me. I hated it.
I loved it. I loved spending time with them, the car rides, and just, you know, everything they instilled in me.
Yeah.
And I love doing the work too. Taking something ugly, make it look pretty nice, you know. And
yeah. Yeah, back then I was just like dreaming of not doing it while I was doing it. And just to be honest. I like spending time with them, but like that wasn't me. Now it's probably more me than it was before, but
yeah.
And then, but okay. So we got to get into how you guys met because I've been doing that. We're on this family journey. You go back, I had my oldest brother, Jonathan, on here, and then we had my grandma and grandpa, same one that he's referencing, and then we had my parents, and that one just came out today at the day of filming this one. And so you probably haven't seen it unless you listened on the way or something. But
no, I saw the hook, and I told him, and I said, he got me on the hook.
What was the hook?
I will watch it. They said something about an angel told us to give this to you. And I've never heard that. I didn't know that. So
I
now
found
I'm
that
curious
out.
what it is.
I found that out live. It's actually real and
nice.
Not just an empty hook. It actually goes somewhere.
Nice. So now I'm curious what it is, and we'll have to watch the rest.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. And okay, so then we always grew up going to camp, and it was a Christian camp, and then you would go, and Caleb did something very special at one of them, and I believe this is the start to your story of meeting each other.
Yeah.
So take it away.
Okay. Somebody asked me, there's something called Men in Ministry. And we have to go and we speak a message in front of a panel of judges, like 4 judges, into this empty auditorium. And they said, hey, I really want to do this. Will you do this with me? And, no. This was my first response. No, I don't really want to do that. And then all of a sudden, you know, he's just saying, man, I really want to do this. Will you do this with me? So I do it, and I end up winning that competition. And the winner gets to go on stage, or has to even, you know, in front of the whole camp and speak that message.
Who was it that told you should do it?
Aaron Willett.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
So we did it, and I mean, I don't even think too many people did it. You know, it's not some big deal or big competition. Next thing you know, I think it is the next day, and they say, all right, you're speaking on stage at this time, and I didn't have notes. I didn't have anything. I just went up there and
just why it was good, I think.
Yeah, me too.
I was there, and I don't remember if I was there because I was a leader or
you were,
or was I like a senior?
No, you were. No. I was a senior, so I just graduated high school.
Okay.
And
Was that at Evangel in Springfield?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. And so she's from Oklahoma or Kansas City, and that's right in the middle.
Okay.
Mhm.
So her church was there. I had already seen her on stage playing Fruit Ninja,
Okay.
and I nudged someone. It was Micah Cox.
Really?
Yeah, and I said, she's hot. And I didn't do that with everybody, but I did it with her. So I remember the first time I saw her. Now it's probably 2 days later. I'm speaking on stage, and I'm just talking about. The cool thing is, I'm talking about career and how I wanted to be a police officer, but I just want to live my life for God.
Mm.
And at that time, I more thought, well, if I want to live my life for God, I got to go into vocational ministry.
Mm.
And so it was Galatians 2:20 that I spoke, and a little bit of Matthew 5. But anyway, Galatians 2:20 is, I've been crucified with Christ. It's no longer I who lives, but it's Christ who lives in me. So it's just my moment of surrender of, I just want Jesus to live through me. This life is not my own. And I just got up there and talked about that kind of stuff, and that I'm willing to give up the police stuff. I had been on ride-alongs with high-speed chases and just seeing some real cool stuff, and it was my dream. But I'm willing to give that up to whatever God has. And if that's vocational ministry, that's anything, I'll do it. And so I just spoke that. And then Zane Black was the speaker. You remember? And I go back and sit in my chair. And I remember I was sitting pretty close to you. And you and a couple others, hey, good job. And Zane got on stage and he said, Caleb, will you come back up here?
Oh, yeah.
I got a few more questions for you.
Yeah.
And
I remember your talk was about like giving up. What was it? You wanted to give up something in pursuit of ministry.
yeah, ironically, it was police work.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So he
My
had a
lifelong
dream.
dream.
Your lifelong dream was to be a police officer or something.
Yep.
And then you were like influenced by the camp and feeling that God was saying, hey, actually, I want you to do this. And then the opposite happened, though, didn't it?
Yes.
So,
And man, the story just connects. God just had his fingerprints. And it wasn't even influenced by the camp. It was before camp. We stopped at Sean Petrie's lake house.
oh, yeah.
And I got up early and did a little Bible study in the sunrise. And anytime I'm in God's creation and nature and stuff, that's just when I feel he speaks the most. I'm just watching the sunrise over, and I'm reading Galatians 2:20. And that was the big, man, God, I just want to give everything to you.
It was so authentic, and I just remember being really impacted by that and very impressed. Like, how is this guy, almost my age, filled with so much wisdom? And at the time, I was dating somebody, but I knew I was ready to break up with them.
Oh, yeah.
And when I saw Caleb on stage after the end of his sermon, I told my best friend who was sitting right next to me, I want to marry a guy like that. And I broke up with my boyfriend that day. Like, I was just so inspired by him. And then we break for lunch after that at church camp, and he gets stuck holding the door open. And he always says, like, I can't just slam the door.
He was honored to hold the door open, I bet.
For hundreds of
I held it
people.
for our youth group,
Yeah.
and then everyone's coming through, but I want to eat lunch with our youth group.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
yeah.
now I'm like, I was just on stage. I can't slam this door on somebody because
Yeah.
they recognize me right now.
Okay.
So I held it for all the other youth groups, and I got put at the very end of the line. You were with me, though. And
Was
Brittany tapped me on the shoulder.
Wait,
and it
he was standing there when
Yes,
I met
yeah.
you?
Man, I want
Wow.
to go back and
Yeah.
I
watch
know.
this because that's a little vague to me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I tapped
remembering
him on the
that, yeah.
shoulder and I told him, like, hey, it's nice to meet you. I thought you did a really great job up there, which is not something I would normally do, go talk to somebody
Right.
like that. And so that was our moment that we met. And then after church camp, I added him as a friend on Facebook, and we started messaging
Yeah.
and Skyping and stuff like that.
Skyping.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Does anybody still have Skype? Do we still
No.
say that?
No, not now that we have FaceTime. That would have been way easier.
Yeah, Zoom
Yeah.
and FaceTime. Yeah.
Yeah. Zoom became
We
the
went
verb.
rock climbing after that. You
I remember
that?
all the outdoor stuff.
Mhm.
Like everything was at night outside, and I think you talked to Brittany at one point. And I have a vague memory of that. Was that?
We didn't talk at the camp besides that moment, but you were there. So if you
Okay.
remember me talking to her, it was that moment.
Okay.
And it was her and probably two other girls, maybe.
Yeah.
But I really remember her the
Yeah.
most.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
They
then-
both added him on Facebook too after that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's funny because you had public speaking, and that's part of our niche is
Mhm.
we work with public speakers. Podcasting.
Yeah.
Podcasting is a form of public speaking, and usually public speakers go hand in hand with that. So it's funny is like your public speaking gig, even though it was not like some paid thing and it was your first in front of this camp, that was a lot of people there.
It was.
Yeah.
So it was thousands, wasn't it?
I don't know
Maybe
if we
hit
hit
1,000,
but maybe.
Maybe hit 1,000 at
yeah,
least.
Definitely over 500-600.
Yeah. And then you got the best payment.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but when was it when it like got serious and aligned and moving to Tennessee?
That was August 2015. I transferred to the University of Tennessee, and he sent me a message and was like, I didn't know you were going to UT. And then that's kind of what sparked things and started that relationship again, kind of.
Mm.
And we started Skyping again. And then in October 2015, I invited him to come out and visit me. And so he flew out there for a week, and that was our
remember that.
second time ever seeing each other in person. So I was a little nervous
yeah.
about how that was going to
Yeah.
go.
But we
But it
knew
was-
each other so well
Yeah.
through phone call, Skype.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was just so much fun. We just had a blast. And I was
Yeah.
pretty sad by the time I had to drop him off at the airport.
Yeah, but I almost lost her because it was July 3rd, 2013 when we met, when I spoke at that camp and we met. And then, the week following, we become Facebook friends, Skype, everything. I was living with Grandma and Grandpa at that time.
Oh, yeah.
And so, we would talk and everything. And we wanted to date. You would almost say we were talking, right? And months go by, and it was Josiah Cox
Okay.
who told me, man, don't focus on this. Just go pursue God. She's long distance. She lives in Oklahoma. It'll never work out, Just pursue God. And so we weren't boyfriend, girlfriend, but I kind of dumped her.
Yeah, he
And
did.
just said, hey, we can still be friends, but just so you know, I'm not going to pursue anything. And we kind of stopped talking after that. And
I was
fine with-
bummed out by that for sure.
Dang.
And
Yeah.
then I started dating somebody else my senior year. I got engaged my freshman year of college.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Wait, actually,
engaged
no, I
to
just
get
forgot
married to
that.
somebody else.
Holy
Yeah.
moly.
And
And I
he saw
saw it.
that.
And I thought, I remember talking to God. I was a janitor at the time, and that was a big part of my life because I'm doing all this boring work, but I'm thinking in my head and I'm praying while
Yeah.
I'm doing it.
Yeah, okay.
And there's just a lot of growth in that. And I remember just seeing that on Facebook
Hmm.
and thinking, I know that wasn't going to work out, but I kind of hoped it would. And I was a little defeated by that.
Hmm.
I was like, man, I thought, I could feel something there, and
Yeah.
now it's a pipe dream. It's
And-
over.
And to get a little dramatic, what did you do? Did you influence a breakup there,
No.
or was
No, not at all.
that no?
He totally respected it.
Backed off.
Yeah. But God had other plans.
Mm.
And so,
I did try to go visit once,
yeah, he
and
did.
church got canceled.
He was going to come to my
Oh.
church. He came for an OKC Thunder basketball game, and he was going to come to my church the next Sunday, but then we got snowed out. And I was kind of looking forward to seeing you if you came, but yeah.
Yeah, so God had
But that was
other
just a-
plans.
Mhm.
And at the time, it probably seemed devastating with like when you're in it.
Yeah.
But then there's that. Maybe you did have a little bit since you were hoping to see him. Maybe that was a sign.
I still had like that interest. Like there was always something
She thought
there.
I was famous because I spoke on stage. Not quite, but then my Facebook name is Caleb W. Taylor.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I
so-
always called him Caleb W. Taylor when I talked to like my
I thought it
friends.
was CWT Grassman or something.
That's my YouTube page that got
Oh, okay.
stolen from me.
Oh, yeah, that's another story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so then you guys got together.
Yeah.
Your wedding was, I think, the absolute first time that I videoed anything for any sort of compensation.
Really?
Wow.
Well, I mean, we did this, and I talked about it on Dad and Mom's podcast episode, where one of the first things I did with Dad was we actually started a side business,
What'd you call
and
it?
it was like tailor-made creation. It was almost like exactly
Tailored
the name.
Creations, yeah.
It had something to do with tailor-made video or something like that.
I think I remember that, yeah.
And we did a first free wedding video to make sure and like build portfolio. And it was for Jeremiah and Michaela Crane.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
I think so. Or it was one of
It's a long
the Cranes,
time
I
ago
think.
at this
I don't
point,
know.
you know?
Well, you didn't have very long to prepare for filming our wedding either.
No. But so then what happened was after I did that with Dad, we were like, never mind. And we just didn't pick it up again. So we technically didn't get paid, but I did something. And then it was later, I was doing so much for the church with video. And then I actually took it serious, got a decent camera, and started learning actual film stuff instead of just pointing and shooting, making stuff up. I was actually learning from YouTubers and other things and watching all the behind the scenes I could on films and movies. And then you guys were going to get married. And it was the first time that I utilized that camera in a somewhat paid way, because you paid for the cost of a camera or something. Like I had a
You
second
got a
camera.
GoPro.
Yeah, it was like a knockoff GoPro. I think it was a couple $100.
Okay, yeah.
And I just
remember
had you pay for that, and then
Yeah.
I just did it. But then I made it like part of the portfolio everywhere later, and
Cool.
got a couple more weddings after that. But then I was done with weddings. And it was also the first time as a colorist who enjoys tweaking colors and making it look cinematic. That was the first time I got into the teal and orange look, which is like foundational for a colorist.
Yeah.
Because 2 colors, 2 tones actually looks more cinematic than including like a lot. And you don't do it like crazy. You still allow some of the natural colors to come through, but it was the first time I got something to look pretty good. And then, yeah, made that and sent it to you guys. And
Yeah, we loved it. And it was ahead of its time, too.
Yeah.
You know, people
I took a
weren't-
course too. That's what I did.
Really?
Yeah, I went and signed up for Skillshare and then took a wedding course. And then I made a whole shot list of your wedding and the kinds of shots I need to get and everything.
Yeah.
It's probably the most organized I've ever been.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I remember it. I mean, it was narrated by our vows.
Yeah.
We read our vows. And then you had, you know, all the B-roll of
Mhm.
us. And what I liked is you took, because I just hadn't seen this before at that time. Now people probably do it like crazy.
Yeah.
But to be kind of innovative in it early on was you let the photographer do his thing, and you were recording what he was doing. So when he had us walking away from each other to take a picture,
Yeah.
you got the video of that.
Yeah.
And that was
Yeah.
always cool.
So I started making that my thing too, which is like just piggyback on whatever the photographer's doing because they're going to like,
They're candid at that point.
yeah. And then, and if anything, you just say, hey, I'm going to pass through after every pose, or I'll just speak up after. And I started doing that method, and it was nice because I didn't have to plan a lot.
Yeah.
But then I started realizing all the photographers are charging way more than I am as a videographer for weddings and stuff. And I just started to not like it. And so I started getting into other things. But anyways, I just wanted to, that was a pivotal point of what I was
cool.
doing. When was that? 2016?
2017. Yeah, he proposed to me on July 3rd, and we got married on July 29th on his birthday.
Nice.
And I unwrapped my
And
present
you were
later.
and then you were in the police force.
Yep.
You were a police
Yep.
officer.
Yep.
And
I
then-
was an officer at that point, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Through the academy. I don't remember if I was still in field training, FTO is what they call it. But I think I was out on the streets on my own at that point.
And what were you doing? You did like fitness
Well, I was
stuff?
in college.
Oh.
We got married the summer before my senior year. Then I graduated with my degree in kinesiology, had Rhett like a couple weeks after I graduated. And then I became a personal trainer.
Oh, okay, so there's the
But
fitness.
she did like health consulting while she was in college.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's true. Nutrition consulting.
I just remember first meeting you. I was like, Caleb, you're dating a vegan.
I know. I know.
Yeah, I was vegetarian for 10 years. And then it was probably around my junior or senior year that I started eating meat again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Fazoli spaghetti.
That was my first.
The meat sauce.
What?
Yeah, that was
oh
my
my
first meal.
goodness! Of all things,
Yeah.
it wasn't a nice steak dinner.
No.
It was Fazoli's.
Yeah. Just smelt good or something. You wanted it?
I love Fazoli's.
It is.
Dude,
They're
I mean,
breadsticks.
if they do it right, then yeah,
Yeah.
it's actually pretty good. Well, anyways,
Fazoli's.
Fazoli's not a sponsor. Hey, Fazoli's, send us something.
Breadsticks.
We'll review it here on the podcast. So then we take a turn from that, and you went into the military,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah, so while we were dating, And this was a hard part in our relationship. Now we had visited each other in person several times. We're a long-distance relationship, real boyfriend, girlfriend. And I chose to go in the military, which is weird because you guys know I never watch any war movies with you guys. You guys
I'd
love
never expect it would be you. I thought it'd be
Yeah.
Andrew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've still never seen Avengers. Not that that's a war movie, but just all these things.
I mean, it is.
Yeah.
Band of
I
Brothers.
never played Call of Duty. You guys were so good at it. And I would be aiming perfectly a headshot or something. And I'm pulling the trigger. And dude, I shot you 100 times. And then you guys turn and look at me and hit me once and I'm dead. I hate this game.
Sounds like it was Halo, and it was the
Halo
mode
too.
where you have to get a headshot.
Well, it was every game, every shooting game. But I love driving the things in Halo.
Well, we're good at digital life. You were rocking the real world, though.
Well, I don't know, but
He likes realistic stuff.
yeah, I've always loved realism. You know that,
Yeah.
and art and
Yeah. So you're in
Sports.
the military. Are you comfortable of sharing after military or why you were out of it?
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
Why?
Well, I joined the military because I wanted to be a police officer, and that was my fastest way in with Kansas City because I wanted to be a Kansas City cop. And so I told people, I think I might join the military. And then I said it a few times. And at that point, I was tired of saying I was going to do something and not do it. So that one I followed through with. And all of a sudden, I signed up to be in the military and raised my hand. And I'm going off to basic training. And we're in a little bit of a relationship,
Can't talk to each other hardly at all for 6 months, except for occasional 5-minute phone calls on a Sunday.
Dang.
And I think because of what I had already gone through with the engagement and things like that, I was terrified of getting hurt. So those feelings of me missing him, I channeled into like anger instead of sadness. And so we almost broke up when he was in basic training too.
Yeah. I told all of my buddies, I think we're going to break up when we get out of here.
Yeah.
Dang.
But my mom told me, go to his military graduation, see him, and if you still feel like you want to break up with him after that, then you can. But you at least need to go and see him, and that's what kept us together. Because, of course, once we were actually together again, it was great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then from there, how'd you get into entrepreneurship?
I've always had it in me.
Yeah.
You go back to the childhood, Sunday night church. I'm drawing pictures and selling them for $0.25 after.
That's so true.
Yeah.
Dude, no, you had a whole line of people at an event at our old church.
Yeah,
And
a drawing booth.
Just drawing them. Like, dude, that's all. Like,
Yeah, I charged $1 for a caricature. And everyone did it because I'm an 8-year-old kid. So I remember I had 14 clients that day.
yeah.
Going through, I made $14
Yeah.
and walked around and thought I was rich. So I don't know. I always loved using whatever gifts, passions, talents. And it's funny, that's what I like preach now. Whatever your gift, passion, talent is.
Yeah.
Whatever you do, Colossians 3:17, do it in a way that represents Jesus. And I go back and man, God just had it in me from the beginning. And of course, it's not just me. He's had it in all of us. You were making videos. How in the world do you get lightsabers? You know what I mean? On Sony Vegas.
Yeah.
There wasn't YouTube tutorials of that.
It was a passion. No, there were, actually, I don't know. I'd learned it somewhere. Dude, I think I downloaded it from LimeWire,
Yeah.
which is risky because
Yeah,
there could be
I
a
remember that.
virus or some inappropriate thing that comes with it.
Yeah.
And I installed it, and it was called LS Maker. And then I think it was just from Google searches. I don't think there was a YouTube video. But I started running to YouTube videos later, and I just clicked in it, and it was like right click and then left click, right click, left click, 2 clicks per frame. And we were shooting on like 30 frames a second. So just for 1 second, it's 60 clicks. Plus, you didn't even pick the color. And then all that patience, you play it back. There's 1 second.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But
it
I
took
realized
days to render
it
and
did.
everything, and you find that mess up.
Yeah. So it would like take a video file and put it into photos, and you would edit it like every single photo, and then it would compile it back into a video. And it was just, I learned I had the patience for it, but I liked the end result as well. So
That's fine. See, I've still never seen Star Wars except Episode 7.
yeah, the one that we made.
Here's something else that's interesting. You just mentioned Google. You introduced me to Google in 2005 because they made a Dodge Rumblebee, and that was
Dude,
the
you were
truck I
obsessed. Yeah.
obsessed. And you're like, you could just Google a Dodge Rumblebee and see all the images of it. That was the first ever Google. I typed in Dodge Rumblebee images. And
Dude.
Whoa! That was my first experience.
Google
with the search
images
engine.
started becoming a big deal. That's so funny.
I know that is. Now
Man.
our 5-year-old loves Dodge Rumblebees too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, 'cause I
Yeah.
tell,
Did that only come in the yellow?
yellow and black.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now, well, speaking of cars, it was so funny because I just said to someone on a podcast, I think it was Grandma and Grandpa, and I said, man, I would never get into those self-driving cars. But you know what's funny is Caleb actually has a Tesla and he did the self-driving mode.
Yeah, I listened to that podcast, and you're saying I would never drive one of these self-driving cars, and I'm literally, sitting like this, listening to it. Well, actually, watching it too. Shh.
Oh, yeah, don't tell him.
Yeah, and just sit. I'm like, come on, I love these things. And you backtracked a little bit and said, human error is probably going to be higher than that technology error. And I'm still watching. I'm attentive. You still have to touch the wheel every now and then,
Yeah.
But it drove us all the way here.
Yeah.
Dude, I used to have
Amazing.
like dreams about that, and it was weird when I would dream, and it almost felt like lucid dreaming, but I was in a car, and then I'd be like, how's it driving itself? Did you ever have dreams like that? Did anybody ever on the internet have a dream about a self-driving car before they even started talking about self-driving cars? Or is it just me? I don't know. Let me know. I have weird dreams, and sometimes I solve problems in dreams because I'm thinking of things over and over and over. And we literally had solutions for this business based on a dream being that complete missing piece.
Yeah.
I just
so
wake up
cool.
and go, wait, is that the answer? And I go and try it, and it works.
That's so
I can't
cool.
think of like specific examples right now, but it's like
But
it's
it
happened
does.
several times.
Yeah, that's happened to me too.
We've been
It's
talking
awesome.
about that
Yeah.
lately, actually.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
So
Because sometimes I'll wake up at 3 a.m., think on something, pray on something, and I'll go back to sleep. And, I'm not trying to search for my solution in that or anything, but it's kind of cool. Sometimes you get ideas.
yeah. Well, I'll share this. It's a little early. So anyone listening to the podcast, this is something that you get to have exclusive reveal to, I guess. I don't know. Something I've been itching for is for nonprofits to have a free podcast. And so I've been itching that for a long time. And I've been learning this business and like Alex Hormozy, how you offer things and what you do. And then Robert Kawasaki or whatever, how you say his name? Kiwa or Cow? I don't know.
I know who you're talking about.
Cowabunga, dude. Rich dad, poor dad guy.
Yeah.
Which the concept is really good. Instead of saying I can't, start saying how can I? And you can figure out how to do things. Like I can't fly. Well, don't say I can't. Say how can I? I can fly if I build a machine that helps me fly. And there's always a way. And I feel like that's entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
Is you're figuring it out as you go and trying to connect things that are dreams. And one of my dreams is to be able to help nonprofits have a really good awareness channel and not have to pay for it. And I'm just going to say, all I'll say is we're working on it and we're getting really close.
Cool.
That's
so
awesome.
close. Like I know the how. It's just like finding the right people and the implementation of the how. So definitely stick around with us. And already though, like there is another level of that is already ready. So if there's a nonprofit out there that's looking to do a podcast and an awareness channel makes a difference, especially if you're a faith-based nonprofit, then let us know because I could have a talk with you and show you how it could potentially become for free for you to not be at an extra cost because we're in it. Our vision is to see individuals have more fulfilling lives based on the brands we work with.
Yeah.
So when we work with brands, we got to reestablish their brand and set it up and then lead them to produce the kind of content that's good for social media and not like the brain rot stuff. It's like we don't market for sales, we market for life change.
Yes. Yeah.
So that's the long play, and nonprofits can be the sweet spot. We still do it for businesses because businesses should solve a problem, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
And that's something that I've seen really big in you guys with your business, surrendering it to God, asking God first what you should do, and really implementing that. They truly care for people, and I think that's a difference you'll see in businesses. So if you are in the Tennessee area, highly recommend get a hold of Virtue Homes. How do you go to your website?
Yep, virtue.homes, no .com, because there's more than meets the com.
Okay.
No, virtue.homes. That tricks so many people on email. And I know one day it won't, but it's like at virtue.homes,
Yeah.
not virtue.homes.com, you know.
Yeah.
Can you do
People
a
are-
double subdomain? Because I'm like, if you got homes.com would be hard to own. That would be hard
Yeah.
to own.
Yeah.
There's
yeah.
already.
It's-
But eventually you
Yeah.
could pay $1 billion just to own it, just for those people to, if they accidentally type a wrong email, could
Yep.
still get through.
Yep.
But anyways, that's awesome. And I think that's a missing piece in a lot of businesses and a lot of marketing too. There's a lot of bad marketing tactics out there. And some of it's just showing yourself, creating an awareness channel and staying top of mind, and then genuinely telling people and showing them how your business can help them and help give them more fulfilling lives, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys have been on that journey. So can you tell me about that a little bit?
Yeah, I think everything we're building and working on is from pain that we've experienced ourselves. So the first iteration of Virtue Homes has been house flipping. So we had flipped houses. We flipped, several houses through the years, and contractors have been one of our biggest pain points. They're really hard to come by. They're in it for themselves often, right? There's some great ones out there. There's some bad ones out there. And that's been one of the most difficult things we've faced. And as we start giving the business to God, asking Him for ideas, I'm tired of Caleb Taylor's ideas because they don't always pan out. So I just want God's ideas. They're bigger, they're better anyway, right? And so just praying into that and seeing what He brings and leads. And we started building a home service company, and that's still pretty fresh. It did its first year this year.
So home flipping and now home service,
Yep.
which is you help the people with when things fail through homes.
Yep. So that built organically. We want better contractors to help us flip. So we're starting to bring in our own contractors to flip. And then, man, I just see, we're in it for the value that is home service, the value that is real estate. But it was a pre-foreclosure. We do a lot of pre-foreclosures. Here's where I'll take it here. I kept saying, I'm a Christian. I should put God in my business, right? So I want God at the center of my business. And that's what we all say, right? What's that look like? Most people just say, oh, I'll play Christian music on the radio. And that's how I put God in my business. Or you'll just say the words, I put God in my business. I'm under the impression that God doesn't want to just be the center of your business. He wants to be fully immersed in every aspect of your business.
Oh, that's good.
And so going with that, we start realizing we like to say, hey, people over profits, right? We want to care people over profits. Who doesn't say that?
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is cool.
So that's one of your core values.
Sure. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
And a lot of Virtue Homes came from, I started working for we were doing house flips just on our own. And then I started working for a company and did their acquisitions. And they would make me, I had to go with their algorithm, their system, everything on what I need to offer these people. And they're offering trash, absolute trash offers. And
Like trash in what sense? Like,
terrible low. Your house is worth way more than what they're offering you.
okay.
And it's all tactic, right? And we want strategy. We want to be good at what we do. We want to, but this is just insulting. And they were kind of making me do that with people. And then there are also wholesalers, which to speed up what a wholesaler is they're not an end buyer. They get a contract on your house and then they'll sell it to an investor for a finder's fee, $20,000, $30,000.
Yeah. So it's like paper hands. They're just,
Yeah.
they don't
Exactly.
even really see it. They just pass it along.
But most often you, the homeowner that's selling it, you don't know that. Like they disclose it, but they disclose it very sneaky.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And so when I started working for them, I said, I don't want a wholesaler. Are you guys the end buyer? And they said, yes. So one of my first acquisitions was, this very nice old lady I'm building a rapport with. I give her offer. She's good with this. We have the contracts and everything. And she even gets a down payment on her new property. She's moving into an apartment complex. She's getting older. She's expecting to sell her house on this day. It gets to that day, and they say, we couldn't find an investor to take this property. Caleb, call her and cut the deal off. And I said, I'm not doing that. I told her this whole time, we're the end buyer, because you guys told me we're the end buyer. And I said, I'm not doing that. And they're like, well, you're not getting paid then. And so I didn't make a dime from that company. And I was mad. I wasted my time, that I spent all that time with them. But the cool thing is, God takes a bad thing and makes it good.
Yeah.
That's where Virtue Homes was birthed. And I said, I'm tired of seeing people get treated so poorly. We want to treat them better. And so we built Virtue Homes because I'm like, I can offer more for your house than they're offering. And there's good money in the deal for us, And so I started saying, we want to treat people better. So we started building Virtue Homes and everything. And now we're 2 years down the line, and we just feel God and the Holy Spirit just gets a hold of our lives. He's saying, Caleb, you say you want to treat people better. Well, what people are you treating better? You buy the house on auction. You don't deal with people. You and your contractors bicker and fight. You're not pouring into them at all. And then when you sell it, and we're not their landlord, so we like to get out because you can't, you don't want them to think you're their landlord. We want to create a great product for them.
It's kind of like just transactional.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so everything was transactional. And it was a moment where I'm driving by. This house is on pre-foreclosure. I just make sure it's not burned to the ground, and before we bid on it, because it's sight unseen. And the guy's standing in the front yard. And I wrap around. I'm like, I'm going to go back and talk to him. So I go in and I talk to him. We get a deal on paper. But I was in the living room with him, talking with him. And the cool thing is, I had the opportunity to share my faith. Now, we're not going in there with gospel tracts and pounding the gospel on them, but it just opens the door. They're in a really tough place. And here's what I can offer you. The problem is, I knew I could offer him more. I just didn't have the resources to offer him more because I had to make a good deal.
Yeah.
That's where we decided we want to be able to offer them what's good for them, not what's good for us. Because I can only offer him this amount for his house so that we can make money when we flip it. But I know he can get more on the market if he just puts a roof on his house and a new HVAC. So we start trying to build more offers, and this is what Virtue Homes is growing into, is not only can we buy your house for cash, but Brittany is a realtor. So now we have realtor options, right? She could have just put it straight on the market for you and gotten 175 instead of 120 from us. But we can still buy it cash because some people need that. They need to get out quick. And then you have realtor service, buy, sell, all that stuff. Most people know what that is. But now we have home services where we can fix your home too. And you're going to have trusted people come in. And it's all under one roof.
So if it's like, oh man, if you put a roof on this, it would only cost this much and you would get this much more value.
Yes.
Hey, by the way, we could do that for you.
Yep. Because they don't have the money to pay for the new roof and the HVAC.
Yep.
Oh, okay. So then what do you do in that situation?
Well, we're investors. We're real estate investors.
Okay.
So we can do that for you as well. We'll pay that. We're going to get our money back on that plus a return. She's going to have the listing.
So you would
and we have the contractors go in and do it.
Put up a roof in an investment, as an investment, basically.
Yes.
And then what's fair? 20% above that, or whatever, 30% profit or whatever it needs to be.
Yep.
And then they get that based on the sale.
Yep. And we get our money back at closing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So that you created a win-win.
Yes.
Yep.
That's the
You
goal,
took all
is
the
that
risk
everybody
out.
wins. Yeah.
Yep.
Dude, that is an art. When you can take risk out of it, that's crazy.
And you want to know what's cool about it is all we're trying to do is give better value to that person because our heart breaks for them.
Yeah.
But look what we just got. We just got our investment team profit. We just got our realtor commission. and we just got our home services cash for their work.
Mhm.
So now all of ours ate well. They ate better, So it's just really cool. You just bring value to people and everyone does better. Now we're trying to build this stuff out more. We're trying to build it wide.
Yeah.
And now it comes to we're trying to build it into a network to offer it beyond Tennessee.
Oh, yeah. In Kansas City, it would be one place.
Yeah, I think Kansas City's next. Yeah.
Ah, you heard it. We got to document it. Yeah. Dude, that's awesome. And then now you guys have stepped into creating your own content. So let's talk about content a little bit.
Yeah, is a good one.
Because a lot of people listening are probably itching to create better content. Or it's mom.
It's very important. Like, I can just tell that's where we're headed. It's so important. We just feel like we're supposed to be seeable and findable. We want to be a light. So what better way to do that than to be where everybody is, which is online.
But you didn't feel that way before, right?
No.
I think I was afraid to. I think I've been
Were you
scared.
afraid, Brittany?
I wasn't. He made me afraid. It was like my dream for so long was to start a YouTube channel.
Oh.
When I was in college, I spent like $900 on a camera and I started filming.
You did. What camera?
Oh,
Sony.
Something.
it's
Sony
white
something.
and
Yeah.
pretty, whatever.
Okay. It was pretty.
But a YouTuber that I followed, it was like, this is the camera I use. If you want to do it too, this is what you should get. So I spent $900 on a camera. I started filming. And I recently looked back at the stuff that I filmed, and I was actually pretty proud of it. It was pretty good. And I sat down to edit my first video, and he like laughed at me. And so
Not like that.
Dude, I do that reaction sometimes too on accident. and
I'm not
it's like,
throwing him
whoops,
under the
That wasn't
bus.
the time to do that.
And he always says, like, if you were afraid of me laughing at you, then how are you going to put it out there for all these other people to see? But
It's true.
that kind of made me step back and I don't know. I never started it. And then he kind of made me a little afraid of putting myself out there because I knew he was. And he just didn't like sharing a lot of personal details about himself.
Yeah.
That's my
So
big
that
thing. Yeah.
that influenced your fear, but it was you deciding to make that a fear, though, if you think about it.
Yeah.
And so, and what actually helped, should he have done that? Maybe not. But it also created something that there's a character breakthrough now for you.
For sure. I think that we both went through a lot between then and now. That would spend 10 years. And God did so much in us. I feel like now we are actually ready to be out there in front of people, whereas before, I don't think we were.
Yeah, it's definitely not for everyone either. Like, as much as I would love it to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody should do a podcast. Like, I could probably convince you, but it's not about that.
Yeah.
And if it's not the right fit, then it's not the right fit.
Yeah, I've been feeling the itch for years. Like, especially in my time with God and things like that. Like, you've got to be out there. And maybe one day. No, I don't want that. And you know where we come from. We grew up on stages singing and, and making videos and
Yeah. Santa Caligon days.
yeah, yeah. And so I don't know why. I don't know if it's my time in the military, kind of blend behind scenes, you get in less trouble, things like that. Or as a cop, I didn't want to be out there because it's a dangerous profession. I don't want to put myself and my family out there. So I don't know. I put it off for years, and I felt the tug to do content for years, and we're just stepping out, and we feel like we need the boldness to actually get out there, because how are we going to bring value to people if people can't even see us? They don't even know who we are. So like she said, be seeable, be findable.
So what you're doing actually is, whether you want to call it this or not, you're creating an attraction channel. There's a client attraction that you're building.
Yeah.
And even with personal brand, because if you do it in a way that's like, oh, it's our family, it's this, it's that, all the things that make you is personal brand. And you are the niche at that point. As silly as that sounds, like some people, like that's been like this new revolution is like, you are the niche. And then now it's to a point where some people are trying to be like, you are the niche is so stupid. And it's like, guys, it's still true. It's like just how you use it. So that is something, and people can follow you and have better lives potentially through the influence, because we need more positive influence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of bad out there. And if all the good people are just saying, oh, social media is bad, we're not going to do it, then it is going to be only bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
We feel
So-
that tug on the personal brand side. We're so passionate about marriage and family, parenting, which I think all comes back to that marriage relationship. And so that's a big way we want to use our personal brand to be a light to people, is to just encourage and inspire people to be intentional and to do their daily lives better and to really show up for their family.
Yeah.
Big time.
And that's cool. You create such a value like that even if you're not intending to do it, it will happen if you have a way to make it happen. If you have a link in your bio of like, oh, and hey, by the way, I'm a realtor in Tennessee. If you're here, give me a call. So they're landing on your channel because of the marriage or the fun or the football video that got over 1 million views or whatever. Like even like things like that, people are landing on your channel, but then they go, oh, he's in Tennessee, so am I. And it can actually become a good business lead for you then.
Yeah.
Because I struggled with that a little bit at first, because I started pushing out a little bit of realtor stuff, and then I realized that's not what I want to be. When people come to my page, I don't just want to be a realtor.
Yeah.
I want to be me and everything I'm passionate about, and then, hey, I happen to be a realtor too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a big thing. I go to so many websites of companies, or, I just find interest in them, and I scroll through and I just want to see them. I want to see who's behind this. And it's never there. And so to start putting yourself out there, I think people want to know what's behind the product.
Huh. That's actually I could see that becoming a bigger thing with AI. Because now everyone, especially marketing, like everyone can get their hands on this tool that's going to make something awesome, and then it's going to look good, and everything's going to look the same now because everything's going to be good. It's kind of like email. Email marketing looked good. It was like graphic designers would do a fantastic job, but then everyone looks good and everyone starts ignoring those emails.
Yeah.
And so then if you do ugly emails, meaning there's no design to it and it's just straight up and it looks like you actually wrote to them or you actually write to them.
Yeah.
And it's like not even like super formal or anything. It's just like one paragraph, short and sweet. It's way more effective than if you were to send out just flashy GIFs or like whatever. I'm team GIF, so.
I say GIF.
But
GIF is peanut butter that moms
that's
choose.
with a J.
Yeah.
But anyways, it's not giraffes. It's giraffes. Okay,
Anomaly.
Okay. Those are always fighting words. But it's a fun thing to fight over.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think the same thing could happen with websites. We're going to have too over the top, too well designed, too well
animated,
too well worded things that people are going to be stuck wondering, what's it freaking about?
Yeah.
Because AI fills with fluff
AI
so much
templates.
and everyone's just having AI write their message now.
A lot more good marketing out there nowadays, which means once everything's good marketing, it becomes bad because it doesn't stand out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like good preference of good design, but it's not good marketing because it's not standing out. So you have to stand out. So that's why even podcasts. So now doing podcasts can be a solution for that because it's more like that backyard conversation.
Yeah.
If you sound scripted on a podcast, it's not going to do as good as if you just have a casual conversation.
I hate that when they're sitting on a couch and it is just scripted and it's an ad.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Dude.
It's so cheesy.
Especially when it's an ad and you go to it and then their profile's blank. And then they already give you a call. This has happened to me. They already gave me a call. I didn't even submit the form. I just started filling it out and then went, never mind, and erased it all. I didn't hit submit, but they already called me because they have crazy tactics where they can be so quick in their system, which is impressive. But at the same time, that's not good for the end user, me. Like, dude, I was just kind of looking like I'm not dealing with 10,000 leads a month kind of scenarios like who they're trying to target. So it's not even good for them. So now red flags, it should be a red flag that if you don't have social profiles that are up to date, you might not be a good candidate for people to actually trust. So, And then it's even better if you layer that on with personal brand,
Yes.
personal content, showing yourself, which is good for a podcast too. You need video podcasts now. And
way better.
Staying top of mind. It's like, oh, you're the guy that talked about skydiving and you didn't have any fear. That was me, actually. For some reason, I didn't have any fear.
I've always wanted to do that.
But
Yeah.
I'll do it with you.
Yeah.
We got it recorded.
It's like I have more fear now because I have kids.
No, I didn't even think of that. I was like,
well, you should.
Yeah, what if you
well, I mean, it crossed my mind. Yeah, I should, I guess.
Cross your mind while you're flying out of the plane.
Well, it crossed my mind, but it's like we already decided we're going to do this, so why would
Did
I
you do
fear
it
now?
with Rose?
Yeah.
Nice.
And then, like, it was to the point I wasn't just faking it till I make it. It was like I could show my hand, and I wasn't shaking. So I was like, all right, sweet. And it was literally, well, we can go back to what I said to you one time is like nerves is the same energy as excitement. So if you change that and channel it, you can call it excitement, and you hardly ever need to even agree you're nervous. Like even sports players, you go and you watch their interviews. Were you nervous? They'll never say, if they're trained right, they'll never say, I was nervous.
Yeah.
They'll say, oh yeah, I was just so excited to do this. And they're good at that because
Except
what
Josh
you
Allen,
say.
he throws up before every game and during the game. And
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So,
But you
we
really
don't
can
speak
trick
of
your
him in
mind.
Kansas City. Yeah.
so I guess like those examples are a little different, but still, if someone came up to him, were you nervous? No, I just normally throw up. Like,
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
So, but then I guess I just learned this right before the podcast. I said that to you at one point. When did I say that?
It was 2023, the last time we filmed with you for Virtue Homes.
Oh, yeah.
It was right before we were about to, it's just me in front of the camera saying stuff for our business. And I was so nervous. And you said that. And it has stuck with me to this day. And so every time I start feeling nervous about something, I tell my brain that I'm just excited. And it totally changes it for me.
That's cool.
Yeah.
It's cool. It actually works with some people because some people can't do it. And hopefully they can just keep trying because it's all about the brain waves of the area of least resistance is where your brain's going to think the most. So if you think negative all the time, it's so easy to think negative.
Scientifically, they say you're 33% dumber with a negative attitude. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
All right. That's cool. So are you 33% smarter if you have a positive?
Sure.
Well, something else he likes to talk about is that apparently statistically we only use 5% of our brain. And he was so
2 to
offended
5.
when he learned that. And so he's like, how can I use more of my brain? God gave me all of this brain.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I definitely would say just helps you use more of your brain power.
Yeah, dude, that is actually a good question. And it's
is.
mind-boggling.
Yeah. It kind of makes me mad and offended.
It's almost like, and I think I can't really prove any of these theories because there's smarter people who've done tests and see actual like brain activity.
Yeah.
But it's like I would think that some of it's reserved and there's reasons for it. And it's not just dormant in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there's probably reasons we just don't understand or can't test.
Yeah. But there's so much we can tap into
Yeah.
if we try and not settle.
There's just certain areas. This is for dreaming. This is your amygdala. This is for fight or flight. Or when you see someone from the stage playing Fruit Ninja.
Yeah.
Your amygdala.
Yeah.
That's actually some of the same thing with marketing and everything. Is anytime you can trigger that, the response is going to be better. So when you create content around, sometimes it's even just the phrasing. It can trigger certain things. So in this situation, I was about to jump off the cliff and that could trigger someone's
There's so much
dangerous
psychology
amygdala.
in it.
Yeah, there's a lot of psychology. But the danger is like if you truly are a Christ-centered company or integrity matters to you, or both, hopefully both, then you got to be careful of how you do those things. And I know I've probably crossed lines a little bit, but human, but
we're all going to.
We're not intentionally trying to fool someone or trick someone.
Yeah.
Even when we come up with thumbnail titles and stuff, we're asking Gemini, we're scanning the transcript with AI to make sure, hey, does this actually go through? Like if we say this, is this just empty clickbait? I don't think clickbait's wrong. It's fishing.
Yeah.
Like, is where bait comes from. Is catching a fish wrong with bait?
No.
Yeah.
It's like that's
how
what you do.
it.
Yeah. So if you do that, but there's actually a worm or like something there,
Yeah.
then and it leads someone to a better path in their life,
Yeah.
then it's good.
Yeah.
If it's actually fulfilling.
Yeah. And so you guys focus on having the good bait. You're selling the bait, right?
Yeah.
With JT Visuals?
Well, we'll have someone here on the podcast and we'll know kind of generally what they want to talk about. But then based on what they actually say, we look for the bait within that.
Yeah.
To set that up.
Yeah.
But
I like what you're doing because, we're leaning into making content. We're so far away from you too. I wish we were closer. And it's hard. It's busy. And you're trying to run this company and make content and be seeable and be findable. So it is cool. I'm kind of jealous. I know we get to do this right here, but I kind of wish we could come in more.
Yeah.
And we'll have to fly out here more or something.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. It could happen.
Yeah.
He wants to get his own plane one day.
There you go.
It'd just be fun to fly.
I just want a portal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's all good stuff, man. That's cool. Thank you for being here.
Yeah. Thanks for having us.
I know that you guys have had some other areas of specialties and other stories and many other things. So I want people to be able to go and find you so they can follow you and stay in touch. So how would they do that? What's the recommended social channel where they should follow you? Do you got your YouTube going?
We got YouTube going recently. Yep. And we're doing it. We're consistent with it. We're uploading.
Yep. Caleb and Brittany Taylor on YouTube.
So can we collab on this video?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay,
and
sweet.
collab on our wedding video.
Yeah.
I don't
Can
think
you
I
dig
posted
that
that
one
as JT Visuals. Or it's unlisted because I don't want
I've
to
seen it.
attract people of like seeing a cool wedding video and then want a wedding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that one I'm a little different on. But
See, and you do a great job of staying focused in one lane. You make podcasts so other people don't have to figure out how to make a podcast.
what I really try to do though is it's a train. So there's a lot of things attached to it. And we have tracks and God's laying the tracks and we're just supposed to go. And if someone wants to hop on board the train until a new stop or something, like it's a perfect analogy
Yeah.
because they can get on and then hop off. And then we just help them get from point A to point B really fast, but we're still going. And we're going to add a lot more trains and they all have to do something with each other so we can keep our messaging confined to feel like we only do podcasts or this or that or like, but really what we're in it for is to see brands rediscover their value, which ultimately leads individuals to have more fulfilling lives.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's the whole track. We want to amplify brand vision and reach.
Yeah.
And we have the perfect channel for that. And so our model is bigger than just podcasts, but our method is podcasts right now.
Yep.
So the model won't change, but the method could change,
Well, and
So
like I said, it's hard to make content and it's time consuming. So to be able to come in here, record a podcast, and then the clips go on forever.
yeah.
And they just add a professionalism, I guess,
Yeah.
credibility. So that's what I love about it.
And speaking of serving well too, it's like, man, if we're getting paid to do this and I think we're towards a higher end of things. We're not cheap.
Yeah.
And so I want to treat it that way. And we do audits and we have a brand promise that you will never run out of content so long as you show up.
That's good.
So if you show up and keep doing the thing and not opting out of what we recommend, then we can promise you will never run out of content because we're auditing it all the time, every week.
Yep.
And making sure that, if you're about to run out, it's red alert. We got to do something.
Yeah.
And we got to figure out why and was it our doing or not.
Yeah.
And then it just won't happen.
Yeah.
As long as you're filming monthly, you'll just never run out of content.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then if you need more flexible times, we can stretch it. We have ways and methods to stretch it a little longer. And
Yeah.
it just goes a little thin. It's like,
Yeah.
all right, let's work on this. But you never run out.
Yeah.
And that's the danger of starting content.
Is stopping
Yeah, stop
Yeah.
it.
quickly.
We've seen that for sure with even just YouTube getting started. You go, you're consistent, but then as soon as you drop off, it really changes how successful things are going. So I just feel like for businesses, it's really important,
Yeah.
especially for businesses. To be successful, to be findable, all of that, you've got to be online.
Yeah, so let me keep telling you where you can find us.
Okay.
So we're on TikTok, Brittany, Caleb Taylor, YouTube, Caleb and Brittany Taylor. We need to fix that. Instagram, Facebook, all those things. But on YouTube, we also have Virtue Kids. So parents, if you're anything like me, your kids are watching YouTube all the time. You're like, what in the world are they watching? We're trying to just let our kids go out, and they love creation and
That's cool.
anything.
Science.
Yep. And they all wrap it into this is God's creation. Look at this critter we found. This is God's creation.
Mm-hmm.
So and I want to say that because in the Kansas City area, especially contractors, if you're a professional contractor who takes their work serious, we are going to be having leads in the area, really, really good quality leads. And we're building a network of just good people. We only want the good people. And so go to virtue.home/network. And you just get on a waiting list, no obligation at all, right? You're not signing any contract, and trust me, you'll want to see it. Yeah, be a part of it.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Okay.
We're building something huge. It's awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Well, man, we need to do this again.
Yeah.
I know, we do.
It goes too short, and then it's like, oh, we're over time, and
Yeah, that was fast.
and things like that, and you want to keep going into it. But I love this format. I thank you guys for being here. Thank you for trying it. So with all that being said, I want to make sure that you guys continue to keep doing the reps, keep putting God first in everything you do, and remember to keep on keeping on.